Why is Texas's defense so bad?
Oh, any number of reasons. Boy, I think college football defense is terrible.
Oh, just across the board?
Across the board, defense is awful. Awful. Now, and it's not necessarily the defenders or defensive coaches' fault. The rules of the game are set up for the offense to succeed. The legislation that takes place with the powers that be legislate defense out of the game, not only by rules, but other rules concerning contact during practice. Just for example, linemen in college football can be 3 yards down the field. And I don't know if any of you heard the Jimbo Fisher rant. Did you hear it the last couple of days? He was actually speaking to a group, and he was talking about how Auburn runs illegal plays, which they absolutely do. And every team that has the RPOs, run pass option plays, where they actually block a run play and then the quarterback takes the ball out and throws it down the field with linemen 3, 4, 5, 6 yards down the field, those are illegal. And the reason that there are not penalties called more often is because it's almost impossible to officiate at the 3-yard barrier versus the NFL barrier, which is the 1-yard barrier. So if you're a linebacker or a safety, you get a full run key, full run, and you've got to beware of that, and you've got to address that. And then all of a sudden the ball is thrown over your head.
Real quick, can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you were a little too smart for maybe some of the viewers right now. Let me just explain what you just explained. All right, so you can't, on a passing play, the linemen in the NFL can't go downfield at all. They can only extend 1 yard.
The rule is 1 yard. You cannot be down the field past 1 yard. In college, there's a 3-yard barrier.
And that 3-yard barrier, because it's, how are you going to tell 3 can become 4, which can become 5, which is especially difficult on those run-pass options, which is what you're saying, which is, okay, so I'm a linebacker. I am seeing it looks like a run play. The linemen are acting like it's a run play, so I'm not going to worry about anything behind me. All of a sudden, the quarterback pulls the ball back, and I'm naked out here.
That's right. Auburn runs plays like that all the time. In fact, when they beat Alabama, Jimbo Fisher referenced this game in the kick 6 game.
Yep.
Yeah, their touchdown late in the game to tie it, I believe, totally illegal. The lineman's 7 yards down the field.
Right.
It happens all the time, and that's tough to defend. In college, the game clock doesn't continue after a first down. So it stops after a first down, which increases the length of the game and increases the total number of snaps. That's, I think, a bad rule. You've got the targeting deal. You've put all the onus on the defensive player and not onto the quarterback. You can't practice tackling anymore because I don't think you can win just playing defense anymore.
By the way, I love what you just alluded to there. Not the onus on the quarterback. I want there to be a rule that says, hey, that's on you as well.
Well,
you're leading your player into injury, and fine, the defensive player's in trouble, but you're in trouble too, bad quarterback man.
I'm going to go down a little bit of a tangent for you, at the risk of being too technical. When I cut my teeth as a quarterback, it was my responsibility to protect my wide receivers.
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't lead them over the middle. You didn't extend them. You had to frame them up or throw the football right onto their body, not extend their hands over the middle. Nowadays, quarterbacks, whether it's the NFL or college or lower levels, are encouraged to throw the ball regardless of the coverage into precarious spots because any number of quality things can happen for the offense. Right. It doesn't matter what the health of the wide receiver is.
Yep.
Okay, and so that's why you see some of these passes thrown that I would categorize as hospital balls. Yep. Just be thrown up. And then all of a sudden we're saying, oh, this defensive player is cheap because he goes in there and actually does what he's supposed to do and dislodges the ball from the wide receiver. I think it's a poor rule to attach an ejection to the targeting foul. Now, another thing with the targeting foul really quickly, if you want to have targeting, that's fine. Call it 15 yards and eject him, but you have to have an incidental targeting category, just like the 5-yard face mask and 15-yard face mask was a couple of years ago. Because as soon as an offensive player dips down and I'm not trying to hit his head and I do, fine, take away 15 yards, but don't eject me from the game.
Exactly right. We know it's like the Supreme Court standard for pornography. You know it when you see it. We know
what's going on.
So that's
this is a really sharp. Yeah,
that was a sharp turn.
This is the show that we have.
That was a sharp turn.
No, but you know what a horrific target. You know when it should be ejectable.
That's right.
And you know when it's like, damn, that's bad, but it was accidental. Okay,
that's right.
But listen,
Penn State Michigan deal this last week.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's totally.